In the late 1920s and into the 1930s, sterilization really boomed in this country. But as people gained experience with this, they realized there were a lot of problems with how these laws were being implemented. According to Dr. Jones, certain people were sterilized more than others. Which types of people did he say were sterilized more often? Discuss the physical and psychological traits of those who were more often sterilized. It's an evident fact that sterilization was a booming factor in America in the late 1920s and into the 1930s. From watching the video, the noticeable thing when it came to sterilizing people, the poor and minorities were the majority who got it. Those who had different functions in their bodies like physical and mental disorders were placed to be sterilized to prevent passing it on to the next generation. In the video, it was stated that 3 generations of imbeciles were enough. Therefore, seeing this group of people, they thought it best to sterilize them. Discuss an aspect from the video that stood out most to you and explain why. There were a lot of interesting parts in the video that explained the reasoning behind sterilization. However, one part that stood out the most was how the government wanted to bring couples together to make a perfect reproduction. I thought this was crazy because you can't bring people together to have something great. After all, that's by force, and the couple may not like each other. We can't have super children in this society because no one is perfect in this world and never will be. You never know what may come when a couple has a child. This goes the same thing when a government tries to bring people together to have the perfect child. Even though they're trying to prevent problems, one can still possibly happen. If sterilization practices had continued in this country, how do you think that specific government policy might affect you as an individual? If sterilization practices were to continue in this country, I would feel uncomfortable. The reason why I have this feeling is because I don't want to see people not having the opportunity and freedom to have children. Those who want to have sterilization are taking away an individual's rights and freedom. This kind of thing is not right. America is all about freedom, and that's what we should have instead of the contrary. Did you know that government authorities could have this kind of influence in a person's individual's life? Do you think it matters? Why or why not? I didn't know that the government authority could have this kind of influence on a person's life. I understand there are things out there where the government has to be involved, but other things can bring interference in an individual's life. This has to go with the sterilization subject. It's dealing with stopping people from having children. If there are people who have disabilities, they can be sent somewhere to get that fixed instead of stopping reproduction altogether. As previously said, it does matter when the government has full control over a person's life because it can affect them in negative ways. That's why they should continue to have rights when it comes to certain situations. Select one government policy that impacts your individual human experience and discuss your thoughts on it. One thing that comes to mind is Governor Abbott allowing people to carry a gun without any legal document, letting someone know they have the right. In my opinion, this type of thing is dangerous because anybody can carry a gun and do a criminal act. There are children out there and can get hurt if someone comes near them with a gun. I believe that having legal documents would put things at ease versus causing harm. We shouldn't put a scare on people. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.